When the Jhin maybe feels a little bit more consistent in terms of its CC output, is locked in. Zach has played it for many years of his career. So we have two pretty obvious kind of identities from teams. I think Heretics, they want to be
being on the team in the previous split, now moving over. Bukata has been this breath of fresh air. Kadui has been this breath of fresh air. It's all coming together, and even in the 2v2, you could say the same, but Kadui now fighting with fire as Loopy gets a stun up. Good kite back, and Stend is dead. A first blood of legends. That's Loopy to set up.
I always loved seeing Corki and Leona, because one of the first seasons hang on, we might have to test over the Dragon. I won't get to tell you about that. We do get a force off.
I think you will, because I'm mega curious. Sheo, though, he's going to be double queued, so the bleed is in effect. Bukata brings the dogs to the party, and Sheo is in so much trouble. A flash away as Bukata takes 2 shots in the end. Camilla's going to zone this off, so Bukata gets out, but Sheo is now a flash down.
And that's the kind of mistake we're talking about in the jungle matchup can really start to snowball. Important that Sheo doesn't die, but that's a real reality check to that. As the Neferi is going to get the dragon after this. And Sheo, a person that we've really praised in Heretics.
Yeah, worried, you know, like, but it's good to know. Good to know. Hey, it's just important information. My brain's going to go where my brain's going to go.
Yeah, it is.
At least we sorted that out.
Jake, how is that fair? Loopy's now on an angle. Rika has ult. There's a chance of a counterplay here.
He's just going to get in the way, though. The charm, though, used a little bit too early. A solar flare, or rather than play to follow up as the dogs are back on in. Bukata re-engages and makes Team Heretics life a living nightmare. 2 kills quick, and SK's early.
Use them efficiently, buy some of that disengage early.
Flush from Sten, though. The engage onto Loopy. He's going to be crashed down. Soulflare's buying him time, but the seismic shot brings him back and shows there to dunk down. The support of SK sent to the ground.
Get out of the play that easily. So Heretics fire back.
Sten could be in the same trouble. Aftershock gives him some breathing room as Shao does eventually get the dragon equalizing. And in the interview, we saw
before Giants could hit that level 10, so a good tool used. Rika now on bot side does have Rod of Ages some extra HP. Might need to get out with a flash.
Yeah, for the wave, it's going to be called greed, but I think it's called a great play from Team Heretics in hindsight. Set up there, Sten unfortunately gets a kill, but it's an open wave, open market. Team Heretics have brought cash.
Good couple of minutes now from Heretics. Did give that early opening over towards SK. But
he has taken a portal because he's also flashed into the melee arms of Camilo. It looks like a good play, and it's going to smell like one too. Kadui, 3 kills because of it. Ambitious, but
oh, thank God. Look, I have a lot of issues with Ori builds, but if you have a Dark Seal, it can be saved with a lot of different blushes.
Definitely can.
You can save Loopy.
I don't think you can, because even if the curtain call doesn't connect, which in the end Flacken makes it so, and Loopy will drop to the ground. Now Genax has actually just jumped in, and Bukata zone control. His duty not done yet as Kadui helps out his jungler, but SK, it's all about this dragon control that spawns in a minute. However, it's a little bit too early. The charm after the second engage, as Sten has to flash away. The Gwen W helps out a little bit as the needles will fly as well. Bukata ultied in, but he has no reset, and this time he has no invulnerability. Best served cold. He shares revenge as over the wall. Flacken gets some space, and Rika. Wazoo. Where is that? What is the Wazoo?
You see, the thing is, my mind jumps to Kazu, and that's not it.
That's like Banjo-Kazooie.
This is
right.
See, this is the kind of thing which Medic would know, and it really annoys me that I don't know this.
See, again, I could Google this, but that's just not that's not real, is it?
Yeah, I know what one of Medic's fun.
That's like the Eternals. The Eternals are around. Garbage movie, by the way. Save yourself 2 hours. As you know what, Marvel? Don't worry. I won't be listening to this. Team Heretics going to get bot turret. This is some gold back into their pocket. And after 8, they're trying to use one now with the Herald getting spawn mid a minute before Dragon and opening up the map a little bit.
Yeah, this is the counterweight Herald. You throw it down on the map to balance out a play which is being used elsewhere. Ari's pushing down bot side. Can't match the pushing power of the Herald in the mid. Easy mid tower taken. Loopy caught out again.
It's an ult from Camilo to stop any reinforcements. A seismic shove to keep Loopy in place. And the 3rd time is not lucky. For this sort
of overstated the top side because we do have a couple of people.
It's a pinch. Everyone's coming in. 3 versus 1. How do you play it for Genax? He has to get innovative. He brings the scissors out, and it's time to do the duty. Cutting down. Genax going to get flashed on. Exhaust is up, but Sten, he's going to come in and make this play a little bit harder to run by. Carlson as well to finish off the damage, and is shut down for the final touch. It's easily done for Team Heretics.
And yes, SK had the 5 groves. They do end up taking themselves a couple of towers and some presence across the map, but Heretics are playing these picks really well. They are picking off people like Rika, or at least his ultimate. They picked off Loopy multiple times. Genax goes down, and for a couple of these roaming plays they've made, can make the difference before the next dragon comes through.
A Vault Breaker is only the start of the threat, and a Magnet Storm is the final trend. Sten does it and makes himself known as Sheo jumps in a little bit too deep, a little bit too early. The linchpin of Team Heretics is down, and now all hell breaks loose with SK bringing in the big guns. Alone time with this set turret, but not enough damage there. Artican going down, SK re-grasping some of this game, and for Baron's up in 15. Black Cleaver Shojin.
This is definitely the build that we've seen a lot more this week in LEC. No Eclipse anymore, going towards this double build. Very, very strong 2-item mark. Stand, ooh, is he there to save Flackhead?
Flackhead only gets slowed. Another good Magnet Storm. Stand is at the front line, at the heart of it again. Kadui repositions over the turret down. There's nothing in SK's way. They'll push past it. Rika in the way again with a Spirit Rush.
Rika might be in a spot of trouble. Does have Flash and all. I think they might have missed their opportunity.
They saw him definitely, right? I mean, again, Rika just didn't care. He walked forward. Sten's going to be the first target. Sheo gets a good ult up, and in goes Camilo. Wait, Team Heretics, it's working. Now for the turnabout play, SK have nowhere to stay. Loopy's so low as the Dragon just spawns, and this was their soul, but Team Heretics made the long con into a slow push.
Huge play from Sheo. The secret agent maneuvers do work out, and I wonder whether Rika should have just panic flashed instead. The ult not quick enough. Dragon to get it started, and I think SK just have to give up the ghosts here. Picardo, no flash, will have to stick around for a smite steal, but I think even that's too risky at half HP.
He has no flash. That would be it would be suicidal. Team Heretics. They get 2 Dragons. SK at the inside track to mid, so at least this keeps the game flowing for them. Gold still back in their pocket, and gold, by the way, is even, so...
Here, you need it to be there. That's
moving
a problem.
Circle to UFO. It is scary, you're right. SK have used that to their advantage. Solar Flare, Camilo now caught out. Remember, he burnt his flash in the previous play. He's stuck against the wall. The curtain call into Loopy, trying to get Kadui, who's got so many bodies ahead of him. Stand is now left alone. SK are still taking it down in awe of Team Heretics who are watching, but Flackhead is so far away, there's not going to be a range to add in. And SK pick up the Baron, and with it, this early...
For free. That means that their engage becomes very, very hard to deal with, and SK can just keep disengaging, keep throwing out Ws. Turret goes down. Heretics.
Now again, this inner turret that I thought with Baron wouldn't really reach. In the last 25 seconds, SK have opened up the top lane as well. Baron moves to 3,500 as a power play. Goal here is SK, start up the Dragon, 7k. It's going down.
Stand looking for the miracle flank. Hexgate over. It will be on a ward, and that's Kedui's W down. Could be important.
And Stand is so far away. Sheo goes to no man's lane. You talked about it in draft, and now see it in reality. Out goes Sheo. The curtain call will fly. 4,500. It's going down quick. It's the Dragon. It's Health Bar. The fourth shot for the steal. Team Heretics still in the game, but Sheo no longer. The charm out of miss. He's somehow alive, but the dive in from Bukata ends in a flash. He avoids the deadly flourish, but Flackhead is on the chase. The Weaver's Wall out. It continues round 2 as SK are kiting back still. It's Kadui versus the world, and I think he can hold the world up. All it takes is a deadly flourish, which he kites away, but his poke really hurts. In the side, in the rim, anywhere he hits you, it is grim. Team Heretics is a 4-man unit. Can't step up to him. Sheo knows, or Stand rather. The flash forward, Kadui gets a rocket, but a 4th shot and a reload. Team Heretics, another kill. Bukata thinks about it as Genax now rolls in this game. He's going from better to best as Carlson from behind. It's a dog shot, but that dog wants to go in again. Flackhead for another exhaust down. Dead meat as Camilo survives.
It's a good angle. It's a little bit too late at this point. I understand you can't recall and teleport any quicker. They're going on to him
again, but it's mega deep. As you said, disengage with the Magnet Storm from Stand, layers onto everyone. Opposite the track, but for SK, how true is that as a frontline Ari is the worst one. Flackhead gets the kill. Team Heretics, again, moments in the sun. The turret goes with it.
Heretics are managing to thread the needle so well. Kadui, so much damage, but not the easiest way for him to get out of the combo. This is going to buy them a Baron, and as we were saying before, you know, it is equal in Dragons now. The Baron buff will now last over till the next Dragon spawn. Heretics are bringing us to late game. They've talked about their tenacity. They've talked about the 3-word plan for themselves.
Oh yeah, it's a game of boots where he's probably just going to upgrade those Tarbis anyway. So Loopy, that is an int. Solar Flare's going to come out. Can they do anything with it is the question, but SK support giving freebies, not being the best game from him, and Team Heretics will smile at the deal.
3 Hex Salt unable to be contested.
Gotta say, for Team Heretics, Resilience really the name of the game, as you said. With that soul down as well, the chase becomes unbelievable. But SK will just have to stand there and accept no smiling anymore. in the corners of these SK members that were so far ahead. I'm talking about Rika and Kadui, who in this game had monumental displays. Kadui no longer. It's Sheo's chase, the seismic shove, a combination that is unbreakable. Team Heretics now with an open mid.
Fantastic follow-up with the Weaver's Wall. Makes it so easy to pick off this Corki, who had so much of the gold for SK. Heretics with the Baron buff and the Hex Soul can absolutely crush the base now.
Flack it, you might think 4 shots, but it's enough. Again, Team Heretics blast open 2 lanes. A good charm, but it's all in defense here. How long can SK hold on? Sten thinking about an engage, a deadly flourish. Yet again, Loopy shoved back. He just respawned to die on his back. Team Heretics with 5 still. The needlework has scaled, and Genax is the last line of defense. And as he holds on, trying to clear the way, the curtain call brings out. Brilliance is shown with 4 shots, only 2 connecting. An ulti used, but a Magnet Storm keeping Bakata in place. Team Heretics again.
Look button, and something disappears on the other side of the map. Heretics doing a good job to play around that. And a couple of wobbles in the mid game. SK will be wondering where it went wrong as he goes forwards again.
He the charm. Golden no. Sheo might have run out of time. Magnet Storm saved again. Sten's resurgence coming into the LEC, or at least his debut in this split, has looked so much better than the last. Sten gonna look for the flip, and Genax gets no chance to bring the game back to even. SK running out of odds. 3 left in the base, and Team Heretics with 1 lane to go through.
Genax showing why you shouldn't run with scissors and do ill-informed teleports. It's not been his best use of globals. This game goes down very easily, and Heretics, I think they'll just march in with 3 inhibitors. Can they finish at this point? Well, they're going to give it a try.
Bakata doesn't have enough wave clear, but Rika might. Zone control is good from Camilo, a charm so narrowly missed. The minions coming out for their second push, and Rika still trying his best to defend. Flackett looks for the range, and the 4th shot takes it into the turret, and SK know the drill. Loopy steps up again. He has to die a 7th time as Sheo runs into the turret. 1 left remaining as Camilo's dived on by Bukata. The pierce through, the bleed enough. Camilo, though, gets his dying breath of a poke. A double over to Flackett, who has been seizing the day. Team Heretics game 1. Resilience is their name.
That was an awesome Jhin game. I'd like that to be a bit more of something spicy, I suppose, but if you do get value out of this and you manage to hold the Aatrox down, win out in side lanes, you do get some good ability to, again, have an engaged threat which goes through a Braum shield. You can block something like a Nautilus hook with a goes back, and they go walk out onto the map wherever they want. While that is happening, if you have enough HP, you can just walk up river as a support as well and kind of do what you want. Fight in jungle, though.
It's all about tempo, isn't it? Sheo a little bit low, gets the smite down in the end, but Bakata's not done. The spear's out as Gravity Field is set up, and Sten flashes forward to enable the first blood kill. A spike down, beautiful, but it's not over yet. Team Heretics can feel the blood in their ears.
You don't get a third of the dragon. You got to start again. It's a bit annoying.
And also, as Carlson gets mighty trades onto Genax. He was dealing with the wave, pushing in, and then reset. Looking for his option into Dragon as well. So 3 grubs. Sheo's not even backing off for 2. He'll take 3. Bakata so far will get nothing. And for Team Heretics, this objective early game is looking a hell of a lot.
Maybe look for something again.
Loopy's covering as well, though, so it's an all-on in force. Under turret, Camilo is stunned up, and a great trade from Rika. He's used a bit of his life for it, but now with his mana low, he won't care. Bakata flashes in, and Camilo is dead meat until he gets out, but Loopy doesn't hit the target. Followed up by Kadui is good, though, so it's a clean. Ends up being a trade as both mid laners drop to the ground, but Infernal Dragon starts the game off for Team Heretics. An objective down to see if Sten survives the next dive.
Means that Sheo's not here to defend the dive, though. Takes the dragon, can't help his support.
Loopy does it with ease. The bullet time into a giant wall delays the game. Flash from Loopy.
Let's try to move over a little quicker to get themselves the 4th. It's an important break point. How do SK break through this choke point? Here comes the ult from Bounty, and that's how.
As you said, Bakata's going to roll it right in, but he goes high. Bakata now out of position. The poke coming through. Sheo flashes in, though. Sets up the engage and pops a whirlwind. His ulti now out as Carlson's angle is not found. Camilo sitting in a Chaos Storm as Rika's making. It's a smite up. Bakata walks in but doesn't get it. 1 more grub to make 6. Bakata has his smite available. He will just take it off their hands, but Team Heretics...
Side again, Camilo does have a potential to make a play. Has that Nash's Tooth. But without Sheo in position, hard to do anything.
Then gets chunked. Dragon down. Equalized a little bit, but SK have opened up their bottom turret. No one's here. A wave thin, but still there. Everyone moves in, and with Demolish as well. Team Heretics keeping 1 minion alive because they've got 5 mites, or rather 5 grubs. Dragon goes down, that's the first of it. SK are going to try and respond with mid. They've got no grubs. And they've got a misfortune. Didn't push turrets as fast as someone like Ash.
Weirdly, she needs an enemy wave there to push it quicker because of her love tap passive. You can kind of auto attack and kind of switch between the two of them.
There it is.
There you go. Gets it eventually. It takes a little while, but SK, I guess, get those strategic. Don't have that quickness anymore, which is your big tool for setting up that bullet time. You're not on the best terrain either on this side. Your backs are against the wall at this side of the pit. The Heretics feel like they can throw an arrow out. Let's see what Flackett's feeling.
It's teleport, it's a flank, it's an angle. The arrow, as you said, onto the engaged. Bukata flashes away, but Carlson in a sticky situation. He's popped his ulti, but he's stunned up with no chance. He walks for a few, though, gets a reset. Alive and thriving. He flashes over the wall as Kadui's bullet time is now down, but Flackett caught out somehow on the right-hand side. Does that pull SK away?
And again, it's trying to do that counterweight. Bukata might just show, decides against it, looking for a pick, but Sten puts up the door.
Sten is out early with the door, though. Walks into the gravity field, but Rika can't do anything. He flashes away from the enchant across the arrow, and Carlson is here to stay. No chains, but as Sheo gets knocked away, he pops up Rika. The blast cone for a failure doesn't connect.
Nothing out of what seems to be a bit of a disjointed approach towards this situation.
Getting caught out. Sheo again. His aggression pays dividends here for Team Heretics. Under his leadership, the Dragon stacking begins. HSP, also known in Australia as a halal snack pack, which is the chips, the meat, and then you get the Holy Trinity, which is garlic, chili, and I forgot the other one. Maybe it's barbecue. People don't love the sound of that when I tell them, but it won't matter. Quickness in, double knock-up. It's looking good for SK, but a disengage ulti from Sheo with the wall up yet again. Chaos Storm flies. Sten is taking some prickle damage from it, but manages to stand on his own 2 feet. SK, that's their engage.
And there was actually a really interesting angle there too. I was wondering whether we could have actually seen an Azir flank around there. That's one of the problems about pushing in top lanes like that. You just open up those extra ways to deal with things. Of course, on the other side of the map though, we said, hey, GenX, can you open up a lead for yourself on your own side? Does get a turret there. Camilo caught.
He hasn't managed to get away. Used shifting sands before, but this time has to burn.
They might choose to cross map anyway. Lupi may be caught here.
It's a charm again. He's popped the ulti. Winter's Bite manages to connect. The arrow flies.
They use that Pantheon ultimate. Don't get the kills. Third Dragon over to Heretics. Yes, they are losing some gold in that top lane match. SK, they've, you know, hang on a second. And speaking of that, drop, bit of a problem. There's the arrow.
And the ulti layered on top. A pick off Loopy in games 1 and game 2. Got the support blues.
And normally we talk about 2 birds with 1 stone. 1 bird with 1 arrow is more than enough here. Carlson going to get charged down a little bit by GenX, but a good pick onto Loopy. And now, part of that vision control, you can charge the Meganar on it.
Well, there's no arrow available. Maybe they think to their advantage. SK, GenX half the way up to the Meganar bar. Now in the yellow, which is good. But Carlson goes over the wall. Bukata takes him for a deal. The dunk down is great. Carlson back out. Juggling the arrow as Bukata's low. Carlson, that one play feels so impactful as Sten runs forward with the wall. Loopy tries to get in. There's a new wall. There's a new leader in town. Carlson's angle is bridging the gap. Flushes away as SK are zoned out of the pit. Camilo doing the same. The solo laners are sacrificing their life, but they've got a mountain soul as Bukata met with a flash from Carlson, but he'll re-engage and he'll put Bukata in his place.
Heretics hold the line. They get themselves a Mountain Soul, and SK have got a couple of members trapped behind enemy lines. I don't think they're making it home alive.
It's a sandwich that Sten is happy to make for them. Kadui, what do you want for dessert? Carlson, that passage of play.
You've lost the fight.
Solo Lanner's improvement again is insane. Loopy is going to try and cue this. I've seen it from newbie Young in 20,000 gold. Their Mountain Soul now with their Baron. Mid turret being open. Look at where Camilo stands. Easy access to this inner turret. The structure's falling. Bridge of collapsing right now for SK.
And huge credit again to Camilo. This guy was put under a ton of pressure in the early game. I don't really think he's put a foot wrong.
Yeah.
He's been a presence in every kind of macro play they wanted to do. Never been an easy pick. I think that Bukata, if he found another couple of picks, could have opened up the game a lot earlier, a lot more effectively. You're jumping onto a guy with a Mountain Soul and with the Crescent Guard.
And he's going to pop at least one of them right now, even though the Mountain Soul goes down. Bullet time's there, but Sheo's buying a lot of time. Everyone in the kitchen sink sent in. Sheo takes a while to die. The Chaos Storm gets its reach, though, as Camilo now sits there. The all-in is great, though. An opportunity in the sun, but Carlson comes from left field again! The top lane Demon King of the LEC. It's Carlson, first name Carl.
Not even a 2,500 gold lead in top lane could stop the World Ender doing his business. Carlson comes up clutch and SK get wiped after taking too long to find that first pick.
8-0-2, and even though the early game wasn't his story, even though it was Camilo absorbing pressure of Flackett's arrows with Sten doing what he can to be the bridge, Team Heretics, all the pieces come together. It wasn't as bloodthirsty, it wasn't as explosive in this 2-0, but it was a 2-0, and Team Heretics want you to know.
And it's an important one of that too. We've already talked about the stakes of both these teams. Heretics, a team which has really jumped up in my expectations. I think they've massively improved. Started this year, I don't think many people expected much of them. Zoom forward only a handful of months, and I think they're a team which are very exciting to watch on the whole. They're a team with a lot of individuals, which I've come to respect more and more. And, you know, I'm trying to think of players which have really stood out more than others. Obviously, Share.
He doesn't like that. Look at him, he's a good boy, but he don't like that.
Maybe we could play some A rounds or something like that. I mean, this is math, right? New towers, new objectives.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Red Bull gives you wings.
The charm, though, used a little bit too early. A solar flare rather than play the follow-up as the dogs are back on in. Bukata re-engages to make Team Heretics life a living nightmare.
One has CP now, is it? I'm taking. Nice. Okay, guys. I'm TPing. I need to TP far, okay? Yes, wait. If you don't block. Can we CC rumble? I'm coming. Enough. I'm going. I'm not there, okay? I'm dead. No barrier. I double inhib, okay? Double inhib. Yeah.
No, bring it back. It was such a jammer, the song.
Yeah, bring back the songs.
What do you mean? We were being professional, not dancing at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Hyped.
Yeah, the game was really hype, and honestly, props to the most resilient team that we have in the LEC. We see them behind us right now, debriefing of the game.
not that side.
No, not that side. We look at that side.
My bad.
This side messed up. This side really messed up because, guys, Heretics really handed SK a game on the silver platter after this early game.
Definitely, and it just props to them. I guess what Flaky said was entirely right. They're used to playing from behind because I feel like teams, when they fall behind like this, it's really hard to find avenues to crawl back into the game. But I feel like Team Heretics with Sheo in front just did all the correct decisions.
Yeah, it felt though like it kind of took a while to get there. Like my thought process coming into this series was SK, when I look at them, seem to be a team of individuals where it's like every player is going to have their moment to shine, and you kind of seen it at different points. Like Kadui's Ezreal, and then you get Rika on his Yone, and then you get Jenax on some weird top lane counter pick that he's decided for today, right? But I was kind of like, oh, but I don't think there'll be a match against Heretics because Heretics kind of have good fundamentals, which is we're going to push waves and set up for objectives first. But that wasn't really what we got for a large portion of this game. They got there in the end, but it kind of felt like it was missing for a good chunk of the start.
How did they get there, though? Because the early game looked janky. I love the resilience, discipline, not so much. Maybe the next step they want to work on.
It did look janky, but for me, okay, I'm a believer, and it felt like everything was calculated, right? Because it felt like, okay, the thing is, so they lost early game, and they were just giving objectives a lot just to get goal leads. And if you can bring up the Herald right now, because what happened was that they made a trade where they give up the Drake. Well, it wasn't really the greatest play here, but with this Herald, they're essentially funneling this Drake that is going to happen now into gold right now, catching side lanes later, getting tempo, so that they can assure themselves this shot of gold that they're going to get, because their team comp really needs gold. They don't really need to start snowballing now, because later on, the Rumble, the Vi, the Talia has insane catch potential, and Sheo is just pretty much everywhere on the map, making sure that Team Heretics is getting the gold they need.
Yeah, and they do get the gold. I think, though, like, Odo, you were even chatting to us beforehand, like, the nervousness here was, hey, you know, you've lost a lot of waves on sides. Now you're going to lose the Dragon as well off the back of this, putting SK onto so point ahead of this. And I think this is where, coming back to what I expected from this series, this is where I was kind of like, oh wait, Heretics aren't playing towards what has been their win conditions. Even what you were highlighting with some of their stuff, like going more for dragons, has kind of been the name of their game.
Exactly. It was risky. It's not the risk that I would be happy to take, you know, given the fact that the enemy team has Nafiri, has Gwen, has a lot of these zone of controls that are extremely annoying, and it feels like they counter your comp, but they gave Soul point and they had to take a rabbit out of the hat.
That's the thing, like, I feel like Sheo keeps on making it happen. If it doesn't come from the early game, it usually comes from the objective setups and how I actually want to know, is he responsible for communication in cases like this? Is he the one driving and gathering the team? Although you've talked to him, you know about this setups.
Definitely, look where he is. So he randomly sneaks in here. This is actually a really hard play to find on stage with your backs against the wall, 2k gold down, enemy team comp is extremely annoying, and now he finds an angle out of nowhere. Stan plays it really well, forcing the Nafiri, but even now, this pick gives them the much needed time to set up for an even better fight later, because for them, this was do or die.
And that's the thing, I feel like so much of this comp, or sorry, not this comp, this team revolves around Sheo and Sten being able to work together. You saw Sheo setting up for that amazing flank, but it's Sten immediately with the follow-up. You're just bulldozing your way through an area you should be able to escape, and we see it so significantly time and again with them that I think this is where, coming into the later portions of the game, you have to find ways to try and shut down Sheo, because it just feels like this man is a magician, as you say, pulling things out of a hat, but he's just been so good at kind of grabbing his team by the scruff of the neck and saying, lads, we're going here, let's get this done.
Yeah, and honestly, when I look at Heretics now, my expectations changed completely given the split that